truth that you are a slave. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison for your mind.
Greetings to all magicians that are listening to me right now at this moment. I want to speak to you concerning the age of the magicians and what many people fail to realize, that when you speak about magic, you're speaking about operating in faith. And faith is being loyal to the unseen world. In other words, you're going to call those things that be not as though they are. For you realize that being a magician, you have to have the belief of the thing hoped for and the evidence of the thing not seen. You must be able to see it already, a finished work. You must be able to see what is invisible. You should be able to see it as visible. What seems to be impossible must be seen as possible to you. And you're told that all things are possible if thou canst believe. Believe in what? Believe in your God self, your higher self, your creative self, which is actually your magical self. So when I say that we are living in the age of the magicians, we are living in an age whereby we have to make some crucial choices in life. And it takes pressure for people to tap in to their magical self. It takes certain situation. For example, when it seems like there is no way, when it seems like everything has gone against you, that's the time when you realize how important it is to face your battles, and that nothing good has ever been done in this world unless there was some form or some sort of risk involved in it. For example, there couldn't be an aeroplane or a jet if there wasn't some form of great risk that had to be taken. Because for people to first learn to fly in an aeroplane, it was very risky. They could have lost their life. The same thing with electricity and everything else that have ever been invented. And they all came about because people were willing to tap into their magical self. And so those of us who are familiar with Neville Goddard and familiar with the many teachers of law of attraction and the many self-help and self-development teachers that are around the world, I would have written many different books. Each and every one have been pointing you how to tap in to your magical self. So we'll come into an age of the magicians. And right now, we have reached a point whereby you either become a magician or you remain a slave. And so many people are rebelling and protesting all around the world against the system that have been keeping them in slavery, and just cannot see that this is a chance for them to escape the matrix. This is a chance for them to make decisions for themselves. This is a chance for them to think for themselves. All they have to do is let go of the attachment. Many people attach to their material world and to the materialistic things of this world. And because of that, they have become more dependent on the system. But the system needs thinkers. The system needs creators. For example, I heard one who's very influential in what is happening on the earth right now, and one who have amassed a large amount of money and influence, would have said that the world need more people like Elon Musk. And he was saying that to say that the world need more people would use their creative imagination. And I'm saying also the more people would use their creative imagination, is the more they would realize that they are a magician. And magic is not something spooky, like most people want to think. It is understanding the visible and the invisible world. To understand the three-dimensional world and the four-dimensional world. To understand what is happening on this earth plane and how to win on this earth plane. It is you tapping into the source. And the source can be called by many names. Some can say God, some can say Brahma, some can say Shiva, some can say Buddha. It doesn't matter. Okay, some can even say the universe, whatever name you want to give to the source. But it's only until you tap into the source that you'll be able to discover your magical self. And so, my brothers and my sisters, my encouragement to you is to be a part of this magical age. The age of the magicians. The age where we must vibrate above politicians. We must vibrate above preachers. We must vibrate above our teachers and know who we are. This is the age where we must display our power. The power to create our every desire by learning to manipulate energy. And we can only do that by looking inwardly and realize that God in man is man's imagination. And so, Abdullah, the black mystic from Ethiopia, taught Neville Goddard this valuable lesson of how imagination creates reality. And when you learn that imagination creates reality, that is you using your wand. And your magic wand lies within you. It is in your hand. As a matter of fact, it is in your right hand. Because you see, the right hand represents the place of authority. So you can take the mark of the system, which is the mark of fear and doubt and insecurity, by giving away your right hand, your place of authority. And then there's your forehead, the land of opportunity that is right between your two ears. You can give that away by having others thinking for you, or you can think for yourself. For example, your health and your wealth depends upon you. But if you can be influenced by fear of others who seems to have your good health in their hands, and they decide how you should be taken care of, or how you should be treated, or how you should see yourself, if you allow such to take control over your decisions, then it is you giving your magical powers away. But I'm saying to you, my brothers and my sisters, this is the age of self-government. And this is the age of the magicians. This is the age when the judges rule. Those who will be able to judge themselves. Those who will be able to think for themselves. But when the people call for a king, and they want a king to rule over them, they're getting rid of self-government. They're getting rid of Samuel. And they're calling for Saul. And so right now, that is what is happening right now in the world. In a time like it was in 1933 when Neville approached Abdullah. It was a time when there was a lot of great fear, where it seemed like the economy would have collapsed. And it was a great depression. But while that great depression was happening for some, to the magicians, they were living sumptuously. To the magicians, many was prospering and expanding and become multi-millionaires and millionaires while others were committing suicide. Right now, many are committing suicide and giving themselves to be raped, mind rape. When someone or any system want to force itself upon you to make what may seem to be hard or harsh decision, you have a choice. It always boils down to choice. It's either you can allow yourself to be raped, or you can take control of yourself by taking control of your mind. So my brother, my sisters, what am I really saying? I'm saying you have a magical side of your existence. And there's no better time to tap in to your magical self than now. Now is the time. They're actually doing you a favor by putting you under pressure. The more pressure you under, is the more you get to think. It's more you get to analyze things. Many people are protesting because they become so accustomed to going out to a 9 to 5 and so accustomed to the paradigm of thinking a certain way and acting a certain way and being conformed to all of what they see in the rest of society is doing, that it feels uncomfortable, that some people might think, hey, I might lose my job, and fail to realize you lose certain things if you're going to graduate to a higher level. You lose certain friends if you're going to gain new friends on a higher level. You may lose family members because you're graduated and you're going to a higher level. And when it comes to the level of operating in your magical self, when it comes to the level of living the life of a magician, in order for you to operate as a true alchemist and get tapped in to real alchemy, you have to understand energy, vibration, and frequency. And those who do not understand energy, vibration, and frequency, even if they are part of your family, you might have to leave them behind. Because this is the time we must rise higher. This is the time we must vibrate higher. And what is happening around the world, and what all the governments around the world are doing, they are doing it to see how much are willing to sell themselves cheaply. How much are trapped in attachment to the temporal things. How much are willing to worship the creation and deny the creator, the higher self. So my brother, my sisters, always remember, you are the perceiver beholding the perception. You are the creator beholding the creation. And what they're using for you to make your decision is the things that are already been created. And as a matter of fact, everything has already been created and everything is here. But if you do not know how to vibrate on the right level of energy, vibration, and frequency, you will live a life whereby you feel that you are needy. So, everything that's happening, it would have happened before. There's nothing new under the sun. So let us use the lesson of Abdullah and Neville Goddard as a lesson to teach us that things are happening right now for us to raise our vibration and live the best version of our life here on earth by tapping into our magical self. Remember, imagination creates reality. And remember, an assumption, though false, once persisted in, must and will always harden into fact. Take back your power. Take control of your mind power. It is yours. Use it to achieve your every desire. No one can have a thought for you. Your mind is your treasure. And you have a heart. And there is where your treasure is. Vibrate from there. Live from within. As Neville lived from within. And experience a first-class trip. You can experience a first-class trip. And live as a first-class citizen. When you tap in to your magical powers. So my brother, my sisters, all I'm saying to you is to love yourself, believe in yourself, and to embrace yourself in this kind of hour. Be careful of the news and all the propaganda that's happening to keep you under the energy of fear. My encouragement to you is to vibrate under the energy of love. And for you to do that, you have to tap in yourself and realize that there's no one to change but self. So if this is the very first time that you're listening to me and what I'm saying is resonating with you and it's really helping you, I would like to say if you haven't subscribed already, I'm encouraging you to subscribe, to like, to comment, or to share this video. Also, if you would like to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram at BlackMadGuru. And if you would like to check out my Patreon, you can feel free to do so. There's a lot of good information that is there for you. And I have a course they call the Inner Sound Science and Technology to create your reality consciously. And it's for people who are willing to donate $20 or more. And I will say to you, never put more value on money more than yourself. Okay? There is a light in you. There is a sun in you. And as you see the sun shines and the sun rises every day in purpose, so you must rise with the sun in purpose and be in alignment with the sun in purpose. And all I'm doing is showing you how to get more in touch with your inner self. Because the sun do parallel the human imagination, and the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun, there's no life and there's no light. And without the human imagination, there's anything made that was made. So feel free, if you're feeling led, to get that kind of information. Also, if there's any other way that you would just like to support this work and you feel strongly led to do so, we have a PayPal and the link is down below. Feel free to check it out. Okay? So with all of that being said, I want to thank you very much for listening to me. And I want to say peace. Love you all. I'm out.